as far as the difficulties and the hardships are concerned while filming documentary, well, whenever you take a documentary project, you are faced with thousands and thousands of problems. Well, I think I should not use the word problems because you need to solve them, you need to fight with them. That's what we had to do.
I was impressed from the very beginning actually with the way that the filmmakers discussed their ideas in class and entered into debates in which they didn't always agree, but in which they respected each other's opinions and recognised the complexity of the issues involved, and I think that's reflected in their films as well. And then during the shoot while we were back in the UK, they clearly entered into things with gusto, shot a lot of footage.
I can't say I'm surprised because I didn't really have any expectations. It wasn't as if I had an idea in place. When I was here last year in July, it was for a conference to do with new media and documentary film. That was the first time I had any awareness really of what the situation was in terms of the production here. And I saw that it was quite segregated in some ways. There were people working with the broadcasters, the people who were trying to make independent films, but felt quite compromised. The nature of documentary film here seems to be slightly different to the nature of the notion of documentary film in the UK. So that was interesting. That was partly why we wanted to have this dialogue, so we could exchange ideas or somehow talk about the outcomes, possibilities of documentary film. But after that, no, in some ways things are the same all over the world. People have the same difficulties, the same problems, and we're all using the same equipment, and we're all trying to look at issues. I think that there has been a transformation in the sense that we've given them an opportunity to be mature and to express themselves, and we've tried to support them in that and not be, if you like, hierarchical about it. And I think this also comes back to your last question about what we found in Pakistan. What we found in Pakistan was things we didn't expect to find, in that we've learned a lot. So our experience of being here and talking with them and realising the situation has informed us in a way which I think is very important, because we get, and also they're aware of it, we get a distorted view of what's going on the ground here. So I think that the idea that the sort of knowledge transfer that's gone on between them and us, I think is quite interesting. And I think also that hopefully we've seen them to some extent, yes, that the empowerment the film gives them has made them, I think, confident.
The film was screened at London, and it was a really amazing experience to be there with so many film critics, people from the Foreign Office, some Pakistani civilians, and generally film buffs who were really appreciating what we all did.
Well, first of all, you want them to fulfil whatever it is they want to fulfill. So I don't know what it is, but some of them. I think in the context of what we can do, how we want to take our project forward here in Pakistan, hopefully this is going to continue for another 2 years. One outcome that will be very nice would be to have some of these people come back and work with us next year, so we get their feedback and it's ongoing. And they become the trainers and the tutors, and we hand on the process to them. So that would be a very satisfactory outcome. Beyond that, I think to make something like this work, it has to be ongoing, it has to be long term, because what you're trying to do constantly is dig deeper into the issues, and we've really just begun the process, and I think they realise that too. And we deliberately kept it to these very short films because of the time constraints, but also it's a good discipline to start small and focus, and then you can look at the larger canvas, I think.
Coming to post-production, when I actually got to know ECOA Productions, where we did our post-production thing, I would say amazing. I never had seen such an enthusiastic staff who were always ready to help in anything we want. Not just they were helping us, but they were extremely friendly with us. That actually added a lot in what we were doing. We didn't feel that we were actually doing some work.
ECOA is a home, and it really is. It feels like a home. Whenever I come here, I was like, yeah, I'm here. So ECOA is just amazing. They have international standard post-production facilities here. They work on Macs, and it's just an amazing experience to work on a Mac, to edit your film there. They have professional staff here, editors, cameraman, equipment, everything, you know, the production, any production house should have. So ECOVA is.
For the post-production, the ECOVA staff was extremely friendly. They were very cooperative, and the environment was very good, very friendly, and the post-production turned out very good. I like the post-production part of it. The ECOVA staff was very friendly and they were very cooperative. We had no problem doing the edit of the film. The equipment were arranged on time.
Came back to the post-production workshop possibly with too much footage, but importantly with the motivation to produce something worthwhile and to find their voice in the medium. And I think they've succeeded in doing that. And they've worked very well together. I think they seem more confident. They were particularly shy to begin with, I have to say, but I think they're more confident as filmmakers, having been through the process. During the post-production workshop, they've become more competent and more confident with Final Cut Pro and the editing equipment. But I think what's most important is they've become more confident about their ideas and expressing their ideas. And I think that's the key, really. I would say that most things were positive, and the overwhelming positive was working with students, the young filmmakers themselves, because of their enthusiasm, because of what I learned from them, actually.
I'm quite impressed, really. I think given the constraints, given their lack of experience, I think they've done a really quite remarkable job, actually. To be honest with you, when we came back this time and we saw how much they'd shot, and we realised it was going to take us a day and a half at least just to log and capture the stuff, and we only had 5 days. We were a little bit worried then about how we were actually going to achieve anything. But we did, and we did because they were incredibly dedicated, and they spent hours, as you know, here. Last night particularly, they were here, some of them until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I think. So without that sort of extra dedication, we wouldn't have managed to sort of get to where we got today. Actually, our experience was brilliant. That's honest. Because again, we turned up here. We didn't really know what to expect. We've been welcomed here. We've had a really good time. And I think what's been actually very nice is how everyone who worked here became quite enthusiastic about their projects. And yesterday we were sitting around the table, and there was almost one member of the team or your staff here was sort of working with our teams. And they were all getting on very well, and everyone was having a good time. So that was nice. I think we've done I think we've got on quite well, and we've benefited from your help.
My experience and our experience with ECOVA, I would say, has been very, very positive. One of the great positives of the workshop. I think the support we've had is really, really fantastic. I think the facilities are very good, and I think ECOVA have been instrumental in making the films what they are and making them as good as they are. So a big thank you to ECOVA.